Lahat ng tauhan magtungo sa paliparan.
The Philippine Coast Guard is set to acquire 40 units of fast patrol craft from France. The Transportation Department signed a contract with French shipbuilding company OCEA.
The Philippines is set to boost its maritime defense with France's help. A new program for 40 patrol vessels shows Manila is no longer alone in the West Philippine Sea crisis. This deal with French shipbuilder OCEA goes beyond just getting boats. It strengthens a strategic partnership and shifts the Philippines' maritime stance. As tensions with China rise in the South China Sea, these fast patrol crafts will provide the PCG with the speed and flexibility needed to protect Filipino fishermen and territorial waters. The agreement signals a strong alignment. France is expanding its presence in the Indo-Pacific, while the Philippines is ramping up its defense. Regional allies are also coming together against coercion at sea. With half of the vessels to be built locally, the deal will boost the Philippines' shipbuilding industry. It will create jobs, transfer technology, and strengthen long-term defense capabilities. This move shows Manila is building its capacity, forming alliances, and resisting isolation amid China's growing influence. However, this moment brings expectations. The vessels must be integrated into strategy and joint operations, not just shown off. Their success depends on readiness, coordination, and political will. One thing is clear, the Philippines won't just endure anymore. With France's support, it is choosing to stand firm, build, and navigate its own path in the Indo-Pacific, defending its waters with strategy and purpose. The agreement became official on 23 May 2025. The Philippine Coast Guard signed a landmark contract with the French shipbuilder OCEA. This deal includes 40 fast patrol craft, each about 35 meters long. It is one of the largest surface asset deals by the PCG. The goal is to boost law enforcement, search and rescue, and maritime security in contested waters. The project is valued at around 400 to 406 million euros, or about 25 to 26 billion Philippines pesos. It will be financed through French Official Development Assistance, ODA. This setup eases the financial burden on the Philippines. It also shows that France is investing in a long-term maritime partnership, not just selling ships. This deal combines diplomacy, defense cooperation, and industrial collaboration. A key feature of the agreement is its local shipbuilding component. Of the 40 vessels, 20 will be built in the Philippines with French technical support and technology transfer. This program will expand the fleet and revive local industry. It will also upskill Filipino workers and modernize domestic shipyards, paving the way for future self-reliance. The vessels will be based on OCEA's FPB 110 Mk2 design. These patrol craft are fast, agile, and made of aluminum. They can reach speeds up to 35 knots and have a range of about 700 nautical miles. These traits make them ideal for interdiction, sovereignty patrols, and rapid response missions in the West Philippine Sea and Philippine EEZ. Their size and speed are perfect for operations where presence and reaction time matter most. The contract includes integrated logistics support, ILS, crew training, and possibly a local maintenance hub. OCEA aims to be a long-term partner, helping the PCG maintain readiness and reliability once the patrol craft arrive. This deal comes at a time when the South China Sea is one of the world's most tense maritime areas. Scarborough Shoal, the Spratly Islands, and parts of the West Philippine Sea are contested daily. Coast Guard blockades, militia swarms, and aggressive Chinese patrols make this clear. For Manila, having patrols is essential. It's key to sovereignty. Adding 40 fast patrol craft boosts the Philippines' ability to keep watch, assert rights, and respond swiftly to incidents that can escalate quickly. In these contested waters, the first country to arrive and stay shapes the story, enforces the law, and gains legitimacy. This change aligns with a broader shift in Philippine maritime security. For years, the PCG focused on domestic tasks like coastal monitoring, anti-smuggling, search and rescue, and disaster response. However, as external threats grew, the Philippines shifted toward maritime awareness, territorial defense, and enforcing rules beyond its coastline, especially in its exclusive economic zone, EEZ. The patrol craft fleet is vital to this change. While bigger warships deter, fast patrol craft are persistent. They chase, document, intercept, and hold their ground in the gray zone where most modern maritime conflicts occur. At the same time, this deal marks a strategic move by France, which is expanding its role in the Indo-Pacific. With territories like New Caledonia and French Polynesia, France is already a significant player in the region. Supporting the Philippines helps uphold freedom of navigation, counter unilateral expansion, and reinforce a rules-based order at sea. Paris recognizes the Indo-Pacific as the new geopolitical center. Assisting Manila benefits both principle and interest. It strengthens an ally, balances China, and enhances France's influence in Asian security matters. Finally, the Patrol Craft Agreement aims not just for defense, but also for building domestic capacity. By constructing half of the vessels in Philippine shipyards, the deal boosts the country's stagnant maritime industry. This creates Filipino jobs, develops local skills, and revives the build-from-within philosophy. It ensures the Philippines is not just a buyer of security, but a builder of it, merging foreign partnerships with national industrial growth. The partnership between Manila and Paris has a strong foundation. It began with the PCG's acquisition of the BRP Gabriela Salang, an offshore patrol vessel built by OCEA in France. This ship has proven that French-built vessels can operate effectively in Philippine waters. The successful experience built trust. France delivered reliable performance, and the Philippines recognized the value of European engineering for its maritime future. Now, the new 40-vessel agreement marks a significant change. It shifts from isolated purchases to structured capability building. What started as one successful delivery is evolving into an industrial partnership, a fleet program, and possibly a multi-decade modernization effort. Instead of buying ships one by one from various suppliers, Manila is creating a unified, French-backed patrol fleet. This enables shared training, maintenance, and logistics, which strengthens the Coast Guard force. This relationship extends beyond just patrol vessels. France aims to support the Philippines in maritime safety systems, coastal monitoring, local shipyard development, and logistics hubs. This cooperation suggests a broader goal. France is not only selling ships, but also helping build capacity in the Philippines, boosting industry and infrastructure. Over time, this could enhance local shipbuilding, improve maritime standards, and position the Philippines as a stronger maritime state in Southeast Asia. Symbolically, this partnership holds strategic importance. As China asserts pressure in the West Philippine Sea, a major Western naval power backing Philippine maritime security sends a message of solidarity. For Manila, this offers diplomatic leverage. For Beijing, it serves as a reminder that the Philippines is not alone. For the region, it demonstrates that Europe is actively engaging in the Indo-Pacific, not merely observing, but participating. The arrival of 40 new fast patrol craft will quickly change the Philippine Coast Guard's response capabilities. These boats can travel up to 35 knots, allowing the PCG to cover larger areas more quickly, especially in tense regions like the West Philippine Sea. Currently, when Chinese vessels harass Filipino fishermen, response teams often arrive after the situation escalates. With faster boats, the Philippines can respond sooner, enforce its presence, and intervene more effectively. These vessels offer flexibility for various missions, which is vital in a country facing both foreign and domestic maritime challenges. The fast patrol craft can switch between law enforcement, anti-smuggling, search and rescue, disaster response, and maritime surveillance as needed. In Philippine waters, where crises range from typhoons to territorial disputes, a platform that can adapt quickly is a significant advantage. Operationally, the new 35-meter ships improve the PCG's force mix, bridging the gap between small coastal boats and larger offshore patrol vessels from Japan and France. Previously, the PCG had to deploy larger ships for minor incidents, which was inefficient and costly. Now, the Coast Guard can match the right vessel to each mission. Fast patrol craft for quick interdictions and larger OPVs for longer missions. This layered fleet approach aligns with how advanced maritime forces operate, bringing the Philippines closer to that standard. With half the fleet built locally, the impact goes beyond patrol missions. Local construction allows for easier maintenance, quicker repairs, and less reliance on foreign shipyards. This is crucial since a ship is only useful when it's at sea. Localizing maintenance and logistics enhances operational readiness and develops Filipino shipyard skills, enabling the country to support and eventually produce more vessels at home. Strategically, these boats can be deployed to Scarborough Shoal, Ayungin Shoal, and other tense areas in the West Philippine Sea, providing the Philippines with constant visibility and quick response capabilities in waters dominated by China. While a patrol craft may not deter a superpower, it can document, challenge, shadow, intercept, and maintain a presence, buying time for diplomatic, legal, or military actions. In the current gray zone environment, speed, presence, and persistence are crucial, and these boats offer all three. Beijing will not overlook the meaning behind France supplying 40 fast patrol craft to the Philippines. As Western and European involvement grows in Manila's maritime security, China will respond in various ways. First, expect diplomatic protest and sharp statements from Beijing's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This will likely be paired with increased gray zone activities at sea. More Coast Guard patrols, militia swarming Filipino fishermen, and a rise in bumping, blocking, and harassment near contested areas like Scarborough Shoal and Ayungin Shoal. China aims to show that while foreign ships may come and go, its vessels will remain unchallenged. The message to Beijing is clear. The Philippines is no longer isolated. The fast patrol craft deal is more than just a purchase. It signals that alliances matter. Manila is bolstering its capabilities with support beyond traditional U.S. help. This complicates China's strategy. Instead of just targeting the Philippines, Beijing now faces a growing network of allies, including France, Japan, Australia, and the US, all boosting Manila's presence and resilience at sea. Regionally, the effects will ripple across Southeast Asia. Countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia will watch Manila's advancements. They will see that outside middle powers are willing to invest in counterbalancing efforts. France's involvement sends a strong message. China's maritime dominance is not accepted as a given, and even European countries support a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific. This could encourage ASEAN states that have been hesitant to act independently. However, the Philippines must ensure these 40 vessels become operational assets, not just symbolic trophies. This requires more than just hulls. It needs strategy, training, rules of engagement, data sharing, and a consistent presence. Skilled operators must crew these ships, guided by clear authority and supported by joint intelligence and legal frameworks. Without this, capability becomes superficial. Ultimately, the true strategic value of this partnership will be judged not by the hardware, but by ongoing use, operational strategy, and interoperability with allies. If the Philippines institutionalizes these elements, the patrol craft will aid in long-term deterrence, not just short-term headlines. In the Indo-Pacific, where persistence is as crucial as power, sustained presence at sea will reshape the balance.
What makes this deal especially important for the Philippines is not just the number of patrol craft, but where they will be built. Half of the 40 vessels will be constructed in local shipyards. This turns the agreement into more than a security project. It becomes an industrial transformation effort. With the technology transfer provisions, Filipino engineers, welders, naval architects, and maritime technicians will learn modern shipbuilding techniques, advanced fabrication standards, and European-level quality control processes. This knowledge will stay in the Philippines and grow over time. This approach creates immediate economic value and long-term capability. Local construction will create jobs, revitalize coastal industrial zones, and strengthen smaller maritime suppliers. It also aligns with the country's goal of reviving its proud shipbuilding tradition. The Philippines has always been a nation of seafarers and shipyard workers. This deal connects to that history and brings it into a modern security context. Each vessel built locally means paychecks, expertise, and pride instead of money going overseas. More importantly, the project lays the groundwork for a future defense industrial base. Today, these fast patrol craft may use French blueprints, but tomorrow, the Philippines could design and produce its own coastal patrol assets, logistics craft, or unmanned surface vessels. This is how maritime nations become self-reliant, by building capacity, not dependence. The mindset of early Filipino shipbuilders, ginagawa natin dito, gawaning Pilipino, para sa Pilipino, can return in a serious, modern way. Yet ambition comes with challenges. Local shipbuilding will need skilled labor, reliable supply chains, and technical oversight.
Traditional craftsmanship must now work alongside precision machining and digital shipyard tools. The Philippine maritime workforce will need upskilling and support to meet international standards. If these challenges can be overcome, the payoff will be huge. A self-sustaining maritime capability backed by an industry that can build, maintain, and eventually design the nation's own ships. Despite clear benefits, the France-Philippines Patrol Craft Agreement has risks. The first challenge is time. Even with strong support, big fleet programs take years. Construction, sea trials, crew training, and logistics must align before a vessel can operate well. If tensions in the West Philippine Sea rise quickly, the Philippines may need ships sooner than they arrive. The second concern is sustainment. Buying ships is just the start. Maintaining, crewing, fueling, and upgrading them over the years adds real costs. A fleet's strength depends on its readiness. Without steady budgets for spare parts, dock time, crew recruitment, and training, even new vessels can become useless. The Philippines must ensure long-term sustainment plans match the scale of acquisition to avoid weakening its capability. Third, operational scope must be realistic. These 35-meter craft are fast and versatile, but they aren't blue water combatants. They have limits in range, endurance, and survivability, preventing them from replacing larger patrol vessels or warships. Their strength is in quick response and steady maritime presence, not major sea control. Without complementary assets like drones and naval escorts, their impact will be limited. The fourth challenge is interoperability and command integration. To be effective, these patrol craft must work well with the Philippine Coast Guard, PCG, Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, local agencies, and allied fleets. This needs unified doctrines, shared communication, joint command protocols, and clear rules of engagement. Without integration, patrol boats may operate alone, reducing their effectiveness in gray zone encounters. Finally, the Philippines must balance its growing partnerships. France is a strong ally, but Manila must also manage ties with the US, Japan, Australia, and others, while considering Beijing's reactions. The goal is to strengthen deterrence without causing escalation, and to build alliances without losing strategic autonomy. The true test of this historic France-Philippines deal will unfold not in the signing room, but in the months and years that follow. The first milestone will be delivery and construction timelines, with 20 vessels expected to roll out of French shipyards before local production ramps up in the Philippines. How quickly the Philippines can absorb and deploy these first hulls, and how efficiently local shipbuilding can follow, will reveal whether the nation is ready to sustain a fleet of this size. Much attention will also be on where these vessels are based. The world will be watching if Manila chooses to permanently station units in the West Philippine Sea, placing them directly in China's shadow, and signaling an unambiguous commitment to defend its waters.
The next question lies in training, doctrine, and operational integration. The Philippine Coast Guard must now decide how these craft will fit into daily patrol rhythms, joint missions with the AFP, and even disaster response operations. Will they run standard routes, shadow Chinese vessels, escort Filipino fishermen, or conduct rapid response drills? Their success will depend on how quickly crews master high-tempo deployments and how well they can coordinate through unified rules of engagement and joint command networks. Meanwhile, eyes will be on the shipyard ecosystem at home, whether OCEA's technology transfer will birth a truly modern local facility, and which Filipino companies will rise to support this maritime industrial chain. Beyond the shipyards and deployments lies the larger strategic picture. Observers will be watching whether this partnership opens the door to further French-Philippine cooperation, from larger offshore vessels and sensor networks to maritime domain awareness systems that plug directly into a wider allied architecture. China's reaction will also shape the narrative, either through heightened patrols, diplomatic pressure, or sharper propaganda responses. And across Southeast Asia, regional states will quietly assess whether Manila's bold move with France becomes a model to follow. In that sense, this deal is more than a procurement. It is a regional experiment that could influence how ASEAN balances China with extra-regional partners in the years ahead. The 40-craft agreement with France's OCEA represents far more than an exchange of ships and signatures. It is a strategic wager, an effort to strengthen the Philippine Coast Guard, diversify alliances, revive domestic shipbuilding, and reinforce sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. Just as rivers carved the archipelago across centuries, the currents of geopolitics,
deterrence, and maritime tradition are now shaping a new era of Philippine statecraft at sea. Manila is restoring an old instinct, maritime vigilance, but this time with modern partners, modern tools, and modern stakes. The symbolism is profound. Instead of remaining reactive in the West Philippine Sea, the Philippines is choosing to build, prepare, and position, refusing to be merely a spectator in its own waters. France has offered not just hardware, but a toolkit of skills, technology, and partnership. The sails are being raised, the tools are on the table, and the opportunity is real. Whether this moment becomes a turning point or a footnote will depend on what Manila does next, how it trains, how it integrates, how it sustains, and how it stands firm. In a region where the contest for the sea grows sharper each year, one truth is clear. The Philippines is no longer content to drift with the tide. It is choosing to steer. And with France now alongside it on the horizon, the next chapter of Indo-Pacific security is already being written. Wave by wave, vessel by vessel, and partnership by partnership.
If you like the video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel for deep analysis of contemporary issues.